Ohio has been known as being a microcosm of the country, and I think in a lot of ways, Wayne County is a microcosm of Ohio.
People in this community are good people. There is no place that I would rather raise my family than here.
Well, it's a welcoming community for one thing, and it's very community-oriented.
It is the community that came together to build the first courthouse in Wayne County.
The court met for the first years in a livery stable.
The county has come a long way from meeting in a stable to meeting in the current courthouse, which was built in 1878.
Right away, when you come in the front door, you have the atlases holding up the building. It's a Greek revival architecture. When they were building a courthouse in those days, it was all about the presence of it, not the cost so much. It was about making people realize that this was the courthouse, the seat of justice. They wanted people to know that when they came through the doors, that it was not like any other building.
They had this grand design on how they were going to build this courthouse.
The architect, Thomas Boyd from Pittsburgh, that had designed the new courthouse, it was a symmetrical design, but it turned out the county commissioners had just built this annex 10 years before, and they didn't want to tear it down after they'd spent good money to do it, so they just built half of what he had designed.
So the clock tower sits more forward in this building.
The clock tower behind me was hand wound. They'd wind it every week, and the weights would go from the 4th floor to the basement, and that's what would run it for the entire week.
So this is the actual housing of the clock, and it is actually moving just very slowly. There's always just been one keeper of the clock at a time, and you can see up in here where they've etched or written their names. So each face of the clock are 6 feet in diameter, and they're 1/2 inch thick, and each one of these weighs roughly 140 pounds. Through that tiny little door is where the bell is, and the bell rings for the musically inclined people at an A flat, and you can hear it 6 miles around the building.
As you walk around the halls of this building, you can see little clues, little scars from where this building was used for a different purpose.
My former boss one day was like, "Hey, have you been to Toyland?" And I was like, "What's Toyland?"
Looking for the perfect gift for your child? Friedlander's department store has you covered. Toyland in downtown Worcester offers everything to keep your child busy for hours. Friedlander's. It pays to buy quality.
When you go up in that part of the building, the pillars in the building still have the candy cane stripes on them. So then from there, we were in the very top floor of the courthouse, and we found this little mock office that someone had taken one of our actual courtroom doors and cut the bottom part of it off and made a little office. But nobody knows who made it, why they made it, or when they made it. It's just up there.
When you see these walls that have seen 100+ years of proceedings, when you see these hallways that so many people have walked, so many people in different stages of life going through different aspects of their life.
I think it's just a staple of the community.
Working in that building for 30 years, I just feel the weight of everybody that came before and everybody that's there now.
I am in a long line of people who have been entrusted with a part of this courthouse. And I look at what has happened before me, and I know that there will be others after me. There are many times when I go home in the evenings. The way I go home, I'm parked at the light at the corner of the square. Many, many times, I look up at this courthouse. It's standing there, and it's all I can see out of my window. And I think, wow, this is so amazing. It never totally loses its effect.